Good morning to everyone who is joining us today to talk about rebuilding the next retail generation. I am Lorraine Gillot, moderator of this session, Real Estate and Lifestyle Business Unit Director at Saguez Partners, a global design agency based in Paris. And I have the chance today to welcome Mr. Enrique Martinez, head of FNAC DARTY Group. Good morning, Mr. Martinez. How are you? Fine. Good. I would like to precise to our audience that there is a Q&A system, so don't hesitate to ask questions. And if we have time, I will happily share it with Mr. Martinez. So to start, we are here to talk about the next generation. And as designers, our role is to observe the current uses and trends. And what you can see now, accelerated by the pandemic, is that we are facing a paradoxical generation. No more clear categories, no more standardization, no more weak consensus. It's the era of and no or, the era of convictions and commitment. Can we say long live to a colorful, mixed, diversified and committed retail? Mr. Martinez, thank you for being here with us. You are the head of one of the French favorite brands, and it seems that you have already engaged a strategy of commitment and diversification at every levels. Omnichannel strengthened, digital reinforced, of course, and new physical stores tested. Enhancement of the genuine expertise for each brand, and still diversifying the offer with Nature and Découverte, urban mobility, still selling products, plus engaging the company into sustainability through durability of the products. The group numbers on the third semesters are good. Did you find the recipe of a successful new retail?
I hope we can find one day, Lorraine, and good morning, everybody. Listen, we are living a particular year, and so we need to be flexible and adapt our model to this particular context. But what is important is a long-term relationship that we have been created with our customers for more than 16 years for our brands. We are a diversified company, but on our heart, we are a really specialist one. I mean, we are operating in a few categories that we pretend to be the best one, the reference on the market. We are market leaders, but we want to be more than that. We want to create a trend. We don't want to be there. I can remember when I started my career 20 years ago, we talk about the category killer. You know, the one we try to have everything in the stores to try to be the one that have kill the others. Our vision is not that. Our vision is we need to be the reference, but we need to be the best choice. The best choice is made by the specialist through the customers, wherever they are. And for our customers, it's very clear that our group, FNAC DARTY, Nature and Découverte, we are quite positioned in some categories: technology, culture, appliance, and home design, and so on. So this is the key one for us, and we create all the ecosystem around them to propose the best experience in the store, best choice, I mentioned, for sure, good price and good the product that be affordable for the customer, around promotion and engagement and so on, and the service that help them to have a good experience for the customer homes. But on the same time, we are a big carousel of audience in stores and e-commerce platforms. So just to give you some figures, on a normal year, we have more than 400 million visits in our web stores around our countries. And we have more than 250 million visitors in the physical stores. Means that we have also other opportunities to put in value this traffic, to try to monetize for some other activities, and we call it diversification. So there are things that probably the customer, they don't expect to find in our main visit, but on the way, there's a good opportunity for them to discover new products, new innovations, new categories. And we can use it in the store, but also we can use it on our web platforms through the marketplaces. And probably this is a thing that's disrupting a little bit e-commerce, but it's the way for the retailers like us to use this audience to try to enlarge or catchment for the customers and to monetize better this traffic. And by the end, time to time, company moves on diversification for new categories. And this is a part of our history. We are, I will say, a traditional company in terms of approach for the customer, but also we try to be modern and actual in terms of put in place the new trends of the transformation. And you mentioned urban mobility. Urban mobility is a category that no one talks about 3 years ago. And we managed to become in France a market leader for this category because we found that is no one related with the previous ones, but it's totally connected with our customer needs. And when I asked my customer, what kind of things you would like to find in your stores in a really recurrent way, these categories disappear. So our vision is to keep faithful for our main markets, but go also for things that can add some value for the customer in the stores and the websites.
Okay, great. So diversification is a key point, and we can understand the profitability also behind it. Regarding the territory also, so you can use the different stores also to have some different pickup point, or it's a way to cover the global nation. And but if we look at it and from a user point of view, don't we risk to end with a patchwork of the corporate culture? I mean, for people, is it clear from a branding strategy or even a corporate posture, why am I choosing FNAC DARTY, Nature et Découverte, and maybe more tomorrow? What is the relation that I'm having with the brand?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I think there are some core markets that is the top of mind for the customers. I mean, if you live in France and you want to buy a PC, FNAC is your brand, top of mind brand. So you will come to us because you know that we are the best choice and we are the best price and so on. And the same way for Darty, the appliance is the same. So we keep our main focus on these core categories and to don't lose the customer mind. But what we ask regularly the customers is what they expect to a FNAC Darty be on the future. And we make this kind of request frequently to be sure that we keep it a contemporary brand, to don't lose our modernity for the customer, and to be sure, and that was one of the main add values for the FNAC mostly, is the ability to be always one step ahead for the rest of retail, and to pass a message to the customer that they can come to FNAC just to discover what's new, what is trending, what we need to know to be in my time, to be part of a society. We have not the time to spend hours and hours to try to see what is happening in every market. If you come to a FNAC in 1 hour, you can close a store and we have a quite good view about the society trends, comparing the culture, the technology, the new appliance, and so on. So this is part of our mission, is to be always one step ahead of the society.
Okay, so if I understand well, there is a specific relation that you will have with FNAC, a specific relation with Darty, but there is no common culture or corporate culture between all of those brands. You prefer to capitalize on each expertise than to create a hosting posture, corporate posture.
It's a yes and no. Yes, because we believe on the brands, strong brand. That's why we integrate Darty with FNAC. That's why we decide to integrate Nature et Découverte, because we believe in strong brands. Strong brands means everything for the customers. So our goal on that is to try to reinforce this approach for each brand. But at the same time, there are common things we can do together. For example, in terms of responsibility, the way we put in the market the good products, the way we work on our recycling, the way we work on the accuracy. There's a lot of things that can be put in the values for each company, each brand, without interfering too much in the brand itself for the customer. So we are creating this double culture, a group culture, but the brand culture too.
Okay, I got a question, which is interesting. When we look at the new generations, the fear is that they almost know more than the retailer. Why would they buy in FNAC instead of another online store after having seen previews, reviews on the web?
Listen, when I look the average age for my customers, mostly in FNAC, we don't see this effect today. For sure, new generation are more interested in other products than the old ones. But when I saw my gaming space in the stores, when I saw my smartphone space in the stores and others, I don't feel that the new generation don't love to go to the store to meet friends or just to go to the store to see the products themselves. So we need probably to have a different approach for them, as I think each generation asks for different things. But we don't feel this barrier between the young generation go to digital and the old ones, they go to the stores. I think we need to do better than that. And we need to cross the generation and to cross the experience between digital and the stores. Stores can be much more add value than in digital for a lot of things, in particular for the expert contact, to reassure the customers, to have access to the product and so on. And digital is a beautiful tool to be quite pragmatical and to easy to go and to have access to the, really 2 clicks to have a product in your home or in your store if you want to. But nothing for me that is only related to the age of the customer. It's more related to the ability to go into this new world.
And the new customer journey is on digital and in store and not at the opposite. If we go to the engagement part, which is very important also for you, we know that the engagement is a key marker of the trusting relationship you are building with your community. Tomorrow, one of the main roles expected from a powerful group like yours, isn't it to commit as an actor of the city center transformation, to be in contact with the public administration? Because we can see that city centers are deserted to the profit of the outskirts. But is it important also that you have a voice in this and you can, have this responsibility also toward the other retailers?
Yeah, for sure. And we are a voice and we are really committed because half of the FNAC stores, they are in the city center. And that is a little bit less because the model is much more balance between retail and shopping centers and the city center, but for the FNAC is a key thing. And our biggest stores are in city center, not just in Paris. So we are quite concerned about that. We are quite worried because where we are assisting in the last years is a lack of attractivity of the city centers. We saw that on the same time that the city has been doing the deep works to change the city, to integrate the public transformation, to create some constraints to the cars, probably not enough parking. On the same time that happened in the last 10 years, the huge shopping centers and retail parks has been created in the same city. So the customer, they change their behavior. And now they are not just the city center as an option, but for some of them, it's much more easy to go outside the city. So it's a big challenge for the corporation because personally, I don't like the city where they are desert, and it's really difficult to assist to this. And it's a part of our culture, European culture, to have this city, this a lot of life, the restaurants, the commerce, the office, the people living in there, and it's much more sustainable. But the fact is how we can come back to something what is interesting also for the retailer like us. And one of these contradictions, and we have been working on that for years and years, is to convince the city managers to help us to open the Sundays, for example, where is quite anecdotic. But when you say that there are spaces that can be the way of life, you know, the space they can share and enjoy, and we need to be closed on Sunday because someone decides what is not available is totally crazy regarding where we're facing today. And when I saw the figures on digital, I understand today Sunday is a digital day, what is totally incoherent about the intention. So I think this is a new challenge coming. I don't know how they can do it. I think there's a lot of incentives, investments to convince all the retailers to come back. Probably don't continue to build on the next coming years. I think this is not the best idea, but it's the only one that probably they can activate already. The fact is how can create incentives for the small and medium retailers come back to create a new life in the city center. And we will be engaged because we are interested already.
Of course. And as a key actor of the city center, can we expect in the next years coming that we will maybe have a coffee in a FNAC DARTY shop or work at FNAC, or can we expect to spend more time and different kind of time in your future stores?
Yeah, we need to balance that with the economic model. Today, the rents is a big part of the cost basis. So we need to be sure that when we use a large facility, the economic model is balanced. Today, there's a challenge for everybody. E-commerce represents between 20 and 25% of our business model. So there's less sales on the store. So we need to be sure to maintain this footprint, what is quite large. We have more than 1 million square meters today. To maintain this alive, we need to be sure that it creates value for the long term. So we need to be sure that we have the adequate surfaces, not too big, not too small, well located, well trafficked, good cost. We need to have a good discussion with the landowners to adapt for the new reality. This e-commerce creates new opportunities, but put a lot of pressure for the retailers. So everybody need to understand this opportunity. What is good I know I'm talking a lot for the professionals in the platform. A company like us can have the ability to drive the people from digital to physical. More than half of the business we made on digital, it come back on the stores. And we are the second or the third largest platform on e-commerce in France. This is not the same thing on the other countries. On the other countries, it's quite rare to have a big digital player playing on the physical world. So this is something we can use for the best and to create new attraction, new customers coming thanks to our digital brands back to the physical world.
Okay, we got 2 minutes left, so I think that I can take another questions from the audience. As digital is becoming more and more important in sales, leading to a change in store formats and customer habits, much more focused on experience, do you think that tracking and sharing of data between landlords and tenants could help to put in place more flexible and asymmetric lease contracts or different models within a shopping mall other than flat lease?
I will love that. Tell me when I need to sign. Yeah, for sure. We are always open to have discussion with our landlords to share practice and to try to optimize the acquisition cost for the customer in the digital world. So when you pay a rent, you're supposed to bring the customers to the door, and today is not enough. Even if you pay the best rent in the best main street on the best shopping center, if you don't buy them customers on the digital, they don't come back. So we need to share that and probably to combine our efforts to have a best access to the market to together bring the customers to the shopping center and to the store. So yes, for sure, we will be, and I think we will be forced to discuss, because the tough years will be tough for everybody. And I think we are interested to work together even deeper than we have been done in the last years.
Yes, so I think we are at the end of this session, which is very interesting. So thank you very much for your time. As a conclusion, we can say that maybe there is no recipe at all, but clearly the next retail generation will be a combo of diversification, relations-oriented definitely, and commitment. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And it was quite interesting topic. I think the next generation depends also on what we want to do. It's not something that will be imposed. It's something we need to work to do in a good way and give sense to the customer to continue to enjoy for the product and the service from digital through physical. So it's a very, very passionate thing.
Yes. And thank you very much. And join the second part of this session with Delphine Lefebvre from Mondelez and Siki Chan from Alibaba. Thank you, Enrique.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.